Loyalty is something rarely seen in football these days, but there can be few more loyal than Bristol City legend John Atyeo. The forward played for Bristol City for a total of 15 years and would score well over 300 goals for the club, being their all-time top scorer in a record unlikely to ever be broken. He had many chances to leave the Robins, but chose to stay loyal, and as a result, truly remains the king of Ashton Gate. This is the story of John Atyeo, Bristol City's greatest ever player. John Atyeo was born in Dilton Marsh, Wiltshire, on the 7th of February 1932. At school, he was an all-round sportsman, showing great ability in rugby and cricket, but he would truly excel at football. He was renowned for his size and strength that made him a strong presence in the air, and it wasn't long before he started gaining attention. He would be signed by First Division champions Portsmouth in 1950 as an amateur. He made 2 appearances for the South Coast side, but despite their attempts to get him to sign on the dotted line, his heart lay back home. Chairman of 3rd Division South side Bristol City, Harry Dolman, got a friend of his to meet Atyeo's father at the signal box where he worked to sign a contract for the Robins. Atyeo's father insisted on a number of clauses in the contract, including that his son would always be the highest earner at the club, that John be allowed to continue his apprenticeship as a quantity surveyor alongside his footballing career, and that he could not be put on the transfer list without his father's consent. The deal was signed, and in 1951, one of the greatest unions in the history of football was born. John Atyeo scored on his debut in a 3-1 victory over West Brom. Atyeo finished his first season with 12 goals in 44 appearances, and there would be plenty more to come. His second season didn't start well, and he had a period out of the team, but would ultimately find his way back into the fold, finishing with 11 goals in all competitions. Whilst an adequate tally for most Football League strikers, this campaign would prove to be disappointing for Atyeo, as it was the lowest scoring one throughout his career. His next season saw him improve with 22 goals in all competitions, as Bristol City finished 3rd, and he also netted his first hat-trick. Between September and February, he scored 17 times in 20 games. Things would go from good to great the next season, as Atyeo was ever present in the side, and Bristol City won the league by 9 points. The Robins scored 101 goals on their way to the title, with Atyeo getting 28 of them. They'd be promoted as a result, and also finished the season with a tour across Europe, with Atyeo gaining attention. Atyeo's 30 goals in the 55-56 campaign saw him called up to the England squad. He would score on his international debut in a 4-1 victory over Spain. His goal scoring continued for Bristol City, and his large tally proved vital in keeping them in the division. He would still get caps for England, and in his final game scored in a 1-1 draw against the Republic of Ireland that would secure England's place at the next year's World Cup. However, he wouldn't put on the white jersey again, as the selectors did not want to continue picking a part-timer. Nonetheless, his record with England was nearly a goal a game, with 5 goals in 6, and he was never on the losing side with the 3 Lions. He scored after 9 seconds in a game in 1957, the quickest goal Bristol City have ever scored, but his goals were not enough to keep the Robins up in 1960. By this point, Atyeo had finally gone full-time as a footballer. He had found many opportunities to leave Bristol City, with the likes of Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool all sniffing, but he stayed loyal. Bristol City even had an offer worth 20 million in today's money from AC Milan on the table, but Atyeo stayed firm and wanted to continue his work at Ashton Gate, even with the riches on offer. The next season, he netted 5 goals in an incredible 11-0 win over Chichester City in the FA Cup. In 1963, he went back to part-time, beginning his training as a maths teacher to prepare for his post-playing career. The 64-65 season was another good one for the Robins, with them scoring for fun, and Atyeo scored hat-tricks in quick succession against Walsall and Southend. They battled valiantly to find their way into promotion spots, winning 12 of their last 15 games, and Atyeo scored 6 in his final 3. It was enough, as Bristol City went up via goal average, which no doubt would not have been possible without Captain Atyeo's 23 goals. It would be the last promotion of his career, as he would retire in 1966, netting 19 goals to go out in style, including a brace in his final game, a 4-1 win over Ipswich. He finished as top scorer 10 times for the club, and netted a grand total of 351 goals in 645 appearances. For context, the second highest scorer, Tom Ritchie, finished 219 goals behind Atyeo with 132 goals. After retiring, he went into teaching, working at Kingdown School in Warminster for over 20 years, becoming head of mathematics and later deputy headmaster. He had been well known for his memory as a player, which saw him nicknamed the Elephant, which no doubt helped his teaching abilities. He is renowned as a modest and dedicated teacher, often arriving at school at 7 a.m. on exam days to help his pupils prepare. He found even more joy in helping children succeed than he ever did on the football pitch. John Atyeo died on the 8th of June 1993 at the age of 61 from heart failure, leaving behind his wife Ruth and 5 children. 1 year afterwards, a newsstand at Ashton Gate was built and named in his honour. He got further recognition in 2016 when a statue of him celebrating was unveiled outside Ashton Gate. John Atyeo is one of the finest players the Football League has ever seen. Despite never playing in the top flight, he was truly a great of English football, and his grand career goals total is greater than Diego Maradona's. He could have jumped ship to a team in the top flight, but stayed with Bristol City and became a legend in red, helping them to 2 promotions, which no doubt meant more to him than any FA Cup or top flight with another club would have meant. His life revolved around making others happy, seen with both his work on the pitch and in the classroom. In a game where the loyal are a dying breed, we need people like John Atyeo who will give everything for the team they love, and there can be no doubt that until the end of time, no matter how many pass through the Ashton Gate doors, John Atyeo will forever remain the king of the Robins. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the AFC Finners channel. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please have a look at the channel down below and check out the hundreds of videos available. If you'd like to support the channel on Patreon, you can do so in the link below for as little as £1 a month. Please let me know what you thought of this video and what topic you'd like me to cover next. See you next time.